I can't take it anymore! You need to divorce my son right now!
Are we really going to go through this song and dance again, Diane?
Don't you talk to me like that! Do you know that it's all your fault that my poor little Eric is suffering? You need to free him from your evil grasp, you witch!
Free him? Literally, what are you even talking about?
Don't you play dumb with me. I heard all about what's going on from Eric. He told me how it's all your fault that he doesn't have any money.
I see. And did you happen to ask him just how exactly it's my fault that he doesn't have money? Although, if I'm being honest with you, I doubt that he would have given you an honest answer about that. Either way, I think that this is a problem between him and I, and it would be appreciated if you kept out of it.
You think this is some kind of marital problem between the two of you? No, it's a you problem, and just you!
Okay then, can you explain just how it's my fault that Eric doesn't have any money? Because I really don't think you're right about that.
He already told me all about what's going on. He tells me about all the shopping sprees that you've been going on that have left him penniless. He literally had to ask me for money because things were getting so bad. Honestly, how can you be so cold toward your husband when it's suffering like this?
Hold on a second. You said that I was spending all of his money? Why would I be doing that? I don't need his money. I have my own, thank you very much.
You're spending all his money because you're a selfish person who doesn't know when to say enough. Even though I agreed to start sending him money, he was worried that it still wouldn't be enough to keep up with you. He even asked me if he could have some of the money that his late father left for me. That's how bad you're making things for him.
And are you serious? Did he really ask you to start sending him money over all of this? He's 40 years old and he's still expecting his parents to pay him an allowance?
He's only having to do that because of your crazy spending. Don't you get it?
No, I don't get it because it's incorrect. I'm not using a cent of Eric's money. I can tell you that much. If he doesn't have money, it's for another reason, and it doesn't have anything to do with me.
How can you say that? If you think I'm going to just let you keep ruining my son's life, you have another thing coming. I want you to go find a job and get out of the house.
I actually do have a job, and I do get out of the house quite frequently, thank you. But there are times when I can't get out of the house as well.
And why can't you? Because you're too lazy? Because you don't want to work harder? You need to contribute more and quit spending all Eric's money.
Okay, I am going to talk to Eric and ask him to come clean to you. Clearly, you're not going to believe a word that I say. So I don't really see the point in carrying on this conversation today. Eric, you've got some explaining to do. Just why are you telling your mom that it's all my fault you don't have any money? I didn't even know that you were getting from her until today.
Wait, you didn't know that I was asking her for financial help? Well, then again, I guess that I never told you either. But it's really not that much either way.
This isn't about how much money you're getting. What I want to know is why you need that much money anyways. Don't tell me that you're still going at it.
I just have times when I need some more money, okay? It's a personal thing, and just because we're married, doesn't mean that you need to know every little thing about me.
Excuse me? Did you seriously just say that? All I'm saying is that I think it's time that your mom found out that you're in debt. And you need to be the one to tell her because she isn't going to listen if it comes from me. Also, I don't appreciate you making a scapegoat and explaining your financial troubles to your mom.
Yeah. But do you really need to get so upset? I mean, it's not like this is the first time that my mom has gotten mad at you for something. So I don't really get what the big deal is.
The big deal is that you are telling your mom that I'm the one who is spending all of your money when we both know that isn't true. So don't act surprised when I get mad because you're telling lies about me.
Oh right, that reminds me. Can I borrow some money from you? I'm just a little short this month, and I only need a little bit, I promise.
Are you even reading a word that I'm saying to you?
I know, but my mom isn't giving me as much money as she used to. And I just really need to borrow some.
I'm still just shocked that you're asking your mom for money. But if you think that I'm going to give you any, then you are sorely mistaken.
You cheapskate. You're always like this to me.
Are you kidding me right now? Look, just tell your mom the truth about what's going on, okay? I don't want to have to be blamed for your problems again. Hey, are you even reading these messages anymore?
You are going to do as I say, and you are going to divorce my son. Do you understand me?
What are you talking about?
I mean that I know all about your little secret. Eric came to me and he told me everything.
And just what secret did Eric tell you about? Because I don't really have any secrets, as you say.
Oh, really? You mean you're not trying to make your husband pay down your $80,000 loan? You've really got some nerve pretending like that wasn't going on this whole time.
Excuse me? You think that I'm trying to make Eric pay off my loans that you think totaled to $80,000? And this is what Eric told you. Diane, I don't know what else to say except that Eric is lying and trying to trick you with that.
No, he's not. My son would never do that to me. He came to me to tell me all about how you were making him pay down your debt. He's already told me the whole story. So I want to hear it from you. Just why are you so intent on ruining my son?
Diane, I am telling you that you are making a mistake, and that is not what's going on. Your son is lying to you about that, okay?
You're just trying to turn me against him to save your own skin. But I'm not going to be fooled. And I want you to leave him. And then I want you to leave and never come back. You're going to pay off your own loan and forget about dumping it all on my poor son. He never should have married a horrible lady like you.
I seriously don't even know what to say anymore. This is just getting ridiculous.
Just shut up and get out of my son's life, you horrible, awful woman!
You mean you're really not going to listen to a word of what I'm trying to tell you? I'll do as you say, but don't come back to me saying that I didn't warn you.
I never want to see you ever again, do you understand me? And I want you to keep away from my poor little Eric, too. You've done more than enough to hurt him already.
Right, of course. I guess I'll just divorce him then.
That's right. I'm glad that you're finally starting to make some sense.
And I suppose you'll just have to take care of him after I leave.
What is that supposed to mean? When you divorce him, you're going to be taking all your debt with you, and then he'll finally be free of the parasite that's been at his side this whole time.
Whatever you say. I guess I'll start packing my things.
I want you out of the house by the end of the day.
Sure thing. I can do that. But I think you should know that that debt isn't mine. It's Eric's.
There you go, trying to lie your way through life again. When are you going to take responsibility for your life and grow up?
You're right. I'll do just that and leave then. I already have my signed divorce papers ready to go, actually, so it's all up to Eric to sign his portion, and then we'll proceed.
I just heard from Eric. He confirmed everything that you were saying.
So you finally come around to listen to me, huh? And you realize that I've also been helping Eric pay down his own loans?
But it can't be right. I mean, how does a loan even get that bad? How did Eric let that happen?
I tried to warn you about this, but you just wouldn't listen to me. I gave you plenty of chances to talk this out, but you were never interested.
Well, I only believe it now because Eric told me that it was right. When I told him that I kicked you out of the house, he flipped out on me. He was so angry at me, and I knew that I must have done something wrong.
Yes, I think you did too. But you didn't do anything wrong to me. Only Eric. And now, thanks to you, he doesn't have anyone like me to support him.
But I don't get it. You were making enough money for the both of you.
Well, I made just enough money for us to have a little leeway, but Eric was always borrowing from me to support his gambling habit.
His gambling habit? What do you mean by that?
You mean he didn't mention that to you at all? The debt that he said was all mine was all from his gambling addiction. Although I guess you had no idea that was happening.
You've got to be kidding me. That can't be. I refuse to believe it.
Believe it or not, it really doesn't make a difference to me at all. But know that I am telling the truth. But at least I'm finally free, and I won't have any responsibility for a guy like that ever again.
But no, could it be? Are you really telling the truth?
I am sure that you must be just floored to be hearing all of this, right?
It doesn't make any sense at all.
But anyways, that means that now Eric has to pay off all that debt himself. So I'm sure he'll rope you in to help him somehow. Good luck with that, I guess. This really isn't my business anymore, though, so please don't reach out to me again. I'm finally free! This is so great! Good luck taking care of your helpless son again!
Regina, please, you have to help us.
Oh, Diane. It's been a while since I last heard from you. What is this about? Is everything all right?
I can't pay anymore. We're falling behind on the interest payments and Eric is seriously freaking out. Not only that, but he's already fallen further into debt and You have to help us.
That sounds like a tough spot. But you do remember what I told you, right?
What do you mean? What did you tell me?
I told you that Eric and I are divorced and that his debt isn't my problem anymore. So you two can figure out how to deal with it amongst yourselves. Just leave me out of it. It's way too late to try and apologize and ask for help now. I'd been thanklessly helping Eric for years, and now I never want to have to do it again.
Please, you don't have to be like this. Maybe you two could get back together and come live with me. I'm sure that you must also be in a tight spot having been kicked out of the house, right? Well, you can come back here and we can figure something out that works for everyone.
Actually, I just went out and got myself a condo after I moved out.
Oh, well then maybe Eric and I could go live there after you both get back together.
It's a pretty amazing place, I'm not gonna lie. But I have no intention of sharing it with my gambling-addicted ex-husband or his nosy mother. Like you said, I never want to see either of you again. So anyways, good luck with all of that.
How can you be so cruel? We're coming to you in a time of need. Don't you get that?
I do get that. But what I don't get is why you think you're entitled to my help after the way you treated me. I'm not just someone you can boss around and make demands of. Especially not now. As I've said, Eric and I are divorced. And I am not responsible for either of you. In fact, I'm already talking with my lawyer about getting back the money I spent on Eric.
Get the money back? What is that supposed to mean?
Well, as part of the divorce process, I am going to ask that Eric sends me money out of his paycheck every month. It's all part of the alimony process.
But I just told you that we don't have any money. Are you really going to try and squeeze us for more?
Yep. Anyways, like I said, good luck with all that. You're not that old. Maybe you should think about getting back out there and working. I'm sure Eric would appreciate it.
You're seriously telling an old woman to get back to work?
Well, it sounds to me like you two might not be able to make ends meet if you don't. Maybe you should have listened to me when you had the chance instead of throw me out of the house. Anyways, have a nice life. After that, Diane and Eric began to be served with their legal fees and their situation only grew more dire. In order to pay me back, the judge and lawyers agreed to an amount that I was eligible to receive. Then, they gave Eric the option to buy the amount in one lump sum or to give me a portion of his paycheck every month. Eric agreed to pay me a portion of his paycheck and helped recoup some of the money that I had poured into his debt. Although, since I don't really need the money and the amount Eric sends to me every month is always so little anyways, I've decided to donate it every single time that I've received it. Not only do I not need it, I really don't even need a part of my life to come from Eric ever again. Eric was freaking out about his financial situation and even tried to get his mom to co-sign on his loans and split the responsibility. I'm sure it was not a good time for either of them. I heard later on from some mutual friends of Eric and I that him and his mom are always fighting over money and who needs to pay more. Clearly the answer is Eric, since it's his debt. But now that I'm gone, he only has his mom to take advantage of now. I wonder when she'll realize that enough is enough and kick him to the curb like I did. Although, now that she has a role in paying her son's debt, I can't see that happening anytime soon. I think that's especially given that later on, I heard that Diane did end up getting a job and that she's using her income from that and her retirement to help with the debt. She even had to sell her house, and her and Eric now live in a tiny apartment to be able to afford all their expenses. Thankfully, I don't have to deal with any of that at all, and I'm enjoying my life being single. Although it's my first time being single in several years, I am making sure that I take the time to rediscover who I am before jumping into anything too new. I want to take the time to recover after the ordeal I went through, so that I don't make the mistake that I made in choosing my last partner. I have also found that I have time to take up more hobbies, such as knitting. It's going slowly, but I'm making progress every day. It's nice learning how to sew while I stitch my life back together.